Okay, this is Kelly with Salt and Light Calligraphy, and I was asked to give directions on how to make that folding book that we just posted on Facebook. And so I'm going to try to do that for you as quickly as possible and give you lots of time to play with it. So what you need two squares that are 4.5 by 4.5 inches. This is mat board. I just went down to the store and asked them to cut pieces for me because I did a group project. So it's 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, and there's 2 pieces. Now you can either keep them plain like this, or you can cover them with your favorite craft paper, like I did with this here. So you've got those, and you also need 3 squares of paper. These need to be 8 inches by 8 inches square, so you've got 3 of those. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take these 3 pieces of paper, and eventually they're going to look like this. Your book is going to be in this, the pages are going to be in this shape. So what you're going to do as you consider decorating your paper, just remember that these 2 squares underneath on each side are going to be covered. We're going to actually glue on top of those. So, and then as you decorate your paper, you want to remember that you're looking at them and opening them in a diamond shape. Okay, so there's several ways you can decorate your paper. You can do what I've done with just putting some gesso on top of, this is just a shopping bag, gesso on there, and then adding some acrylic inks after, like I've done in this book. We've done acrylic inks, gold, lots of shimmering sparkle and collage. But decorate the paper however you want, and remember that the back of it, you can do something to that too. I've kept it pretty simple because for this specific project. So once you have it decorated, I'm going to make the assumption that we've got decorated paper. So now you're going to take your first decorated page and you're going to fold it in half and try to keep these as even as possible. And then you're going to fold it in half the other way. Now what I like to do also is I like to fold them both ways because it's really an origami type fold. And so when you have these going into the book, you want to make sure they can fold either way. And then also you're going to fold in a diagonal shape just on one side. So I'm going to fold this over, and I've got page 1. Okay. Page 2, exactly the same. Fold it in half. Got my bone folder here. Fold it in half again. And we're going to fold it diagonally. This is actually the hard part of the project. The fun part is actually decorating it. So that's going to go right here. 3rd page. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm watching my design as I fold because you can either plan ahead for your design and know that it's going to fit in each square, or you can also, this one's going to go here, so I'm going to also fold it in half this way. Great. Okay, so now we have all 3 pages. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your glue stick or glue or whatever you enjoy gluing with, and I'm not going to do a ton right here, but I take it kind of pretty much to the edge, and then I'm very, very careful about how I lay out my paper because I don't want it to cross over the fold on either side. So that's one. And I'm going to do this side. No lumps. So I've got my fold here. Set that right there. So it's not crossing over the fold on either side. So now I've got my pages. Okay, now to fold these, remember we're doing an origami fold. I'm going to take these 2, bring them together, make sure they fold. First time you do this, it gets a little confusing, but this is going to be flat so that you're going to have a flat piece right here. And you open it up, these two go in against the flat piece there. So I do that side first. And I do exactly the same thing over here. Now I didn't fold it both ways, so it might not cooperate as well for me. But we'll just tweak it a little bit. I'm actually going to fold it again this way, just make it a little easier for me. Okay, so I bring those two together. Flat. So now I've got two flat sides here. What do we do with that? Just always remember that goes down. So we're gonna, center goes up, the sides go down, and underneath. Okay, so that's a little cattywampus. So I'm gonna take it, make sure it's straight, and I'm gonna take my bone folder and go over it again. Now as I open it, I'm going to try to figure out where does my cover go. So it's opening like this, close it, flip it over like this. I want a cover right here. Of course I'm doing a little bit sloppy for this video, but I like to actually flip these over so I can tell how much space I have around my book, because once in a while you'll get a really kind of a weird fold and it'll overlap, and you don't want that hanging outside of the book. So we'll do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to match that with the one underneath it. There we go. Now you have your book. Open it up. And you've got a beautiful book. Now, if you try this, I want you to, when you're all done, take a picture of your book and just post it on my Facebook page so I can see what you've done. I would love, just enjoy seeing what you do with this pattern. And I give credit to some sweet gal who did spent a day in a Michaels store about 25 years ago. And that's where I happened to walk in that day to get this pattern. And I've used it several times since then for thank yous, for weddings, things like that. So this is my latest that I did for an art exchange. So have fun with this and send me your photos.